my name is Hanael, and the project that we are doing is designing a magazine, designing a magazine, a cover page, a double page, and a contents page based on music. So it's a music magazine, and the genre of music that I'm basing my magazine on is R&B because it's my favorite. It's my favorite genre of music, and yeah, I think it's the most interesting to choose in my opinion. In my research work, there was many different tasks that we had to do, and obviously the first task was to design our website, and to do that we used Weebly, and I liked using Weebly because it was really easy to use. Like, it was easy to work around. Like, it was easy to know how to use because you could change the design of your page easily. You could make a new page easily, and there was all different things you could do to make your website original, like change the text or the wallpaper. You can add different images and videos from YouTube. So I found that interesting to use because it was fun to use as well. And also, the second task that I had to do was the textual analysis, which was where I had to talk about the NVC, like the mise en scène of a cover page, double page, and a contents page, and I had to talk about who the target audience would have been, and who and like the denotation of each of the pages, and what I thought they meant, and what I thought they said, like when you look at it, and what the person, like, for example, if it was a famous artist on the front cover, I would talk about what I thought their NVC was, so what I thought their non-verbal communication was saying, like when the reader looked at the cover page or contents page or double page, and I also spoke about the theme of it, and I spoke about the colours used, and I found the textual analysis quite easy because I chose magazine covers that had a lot of not information, it had a lot of stuff to talk about, lots of different areas, so that was easy for me. And so yeah, I thought that went well. And the second task we had to do was our convention diagrams. So we basically had to label a magazine cover, a double page, and a contents page, and we had to list all the conventions, like, for example, the main headline, the main cover line, the main image on the front cover, the cover lines, the date, editor's note. So we just had to list all of them on the page and say what they were. But if they weren't on, if that cover page or contents page or double page didn't show that, we still had to explain what they were. And that helped me because I didn't really know what all of the stuff on the cover page or contents page or double page was, or what they were called. So that research it enabled me to gain knowledge on an actual magazine and the plan of it and what it contains. And we used Photoshop to do that because we had to add, we had to know how to use different conventions, how to use, you had to know how to use different tools on Photoshop. So, for example, the eyedropper tool to create colour, to use the same colour from the magazine as the background of the conversion graph. So, we had to use that, and Photoshop, I find it kind of hard to use because there's so much you can do on it, and I don't feel like it's set out properly. As much as Weebly, I prefer Weebly, but obviously it's different. They do different things, but yeah, I don't really like Photoshop. But obviously, I had to learn to make the convention diagrams. My other task was the character profiling, and basically I'd done that to find out what people would actually want to see on a that was something else. yeah, I done character profiling to like find out more about what kind of people my target audience would be, so I could like cater for them. So like I did a character profile on a girl and a boy, both of similar ages because that's my target audience, and they just like explained what their hobbies were, their music, like what their favorite music is, what they like to do in their free time, and what kind of music they listen to as well. And to know what kind of music they listen to helped me because most people listen to a certain music for certain reasons. So it was good to know the reasons why they do. And we done that. We just typed that up. We didn't use any other software apart from we done it on the website. And I found that quite easy, so I think that went well as well. I did a girl and a boy as well for my profiling because obviously they will vary, the profiles will vary, and I think it's good to have a variation. You don't want to use like a girl and a boy and a boy. My audience research, I found this very helpful for like the whole of my research work, because I was able to find out what people wanted to see on the front magazine cover. I asked people what kind of magazines they like to read or what would attract them to a magazine. So yeah, and I also had to show evidence for it. So I sent I had to make 20 questions, and I sent my questionnaire to my friends on my email and on WhatsApp so they could do it. And one of my questionnaires were open questions, so they didn't really have selective answers, so I could find out what they thought, like what their own opinion was. Whereas I sent some of them with selective questions, so they chose the answers that were kind of already given to them. But I wanted to use a questionnaire with open questions so I could know what their full opinion was. And I like this because it helped me have a good idea of what I should put in my magazine and what I should include, like what people would like to see. So I think that helped a lot. And yeah.